So we just got back from Israel. Seriously, one of the most amazing trips that I've ever been on with some amazing, amazing people. Brandon Robbins, thank you so much for coming and teaching and helping us to learn throughout this entire trip. David Tate, thank you for being such a rock in biblical knowledge and understanding of Israel itself. Truly, this trip was made so much better because you two were a part of it. Now, this video in particular, I'm going to be showing you a lot of behind the scenes from our trip in Israel. It's like a montage of everything that we saw. And here's what I want you to think about as you're watching this video. Do you know any of these places? Can you recognize where these places are? If not, why not? Have you not looked them up online? Have you not looked at these different things? I think it's so important for us to have a real, true, tangible image of what the land of the Bible looks like. And so I would implore you, if there's any possibility for you to go to Israel in your lifetime, you must go. Not just because I want you to go, not just because I want you on my trips, but because I promise you it will change the way that you look at the Bible, it will change your relationship with Jesus, and it will bring you to a whole, entirely new place. Because when we read the Bible, oftentimes we have a fictionalized image of what these places actually look like. And so we implement all these different things that we do when we're reading a fiction book. And it's just not the truth of what Israel is. But when we go there and we experience the land itself, the places where Jesus stepped, the places where he taught, did miracles, and worshiped, then we have a real, identifiable, tangible understanding of what the Bible is talking about when it talks about Jerusalem or the Galilee, or when it talks about Capernaum or Magdala. All of these places are so amazing and they hold so much value. But I truthfully believe that you need to go there. You need to be a part of it. You need to experience it in order to have a full image of what the Bible is trying to tell you. If you want to see a longer version of this video where it's kind of a director's cut where I go in and I break down every little bit of this video, then that's going to be over on our Patreon. You can sign up there for $5, $10, or $25 a month, and it's a really great way to support our ministry here. In fact, there are a ton of other teachings there as well from Brandon Robbins and David Tate and myself, all throughout the time that we were in Israel, and even some from Greece. So if you'd like access to those, you can go over to our Patreon and support us over there. Anyway, without further ado, here's the video. I hope you love it.
See right here, like here would be like a path, and there's a little bit of vegetation here and a little bit of vegetation there.
Where's the Christ, the Messiah? Where's he at? We've been hearing all about him, but he hasn't shown up.
What it means is that you're set apart. You are different than the world. And how you do that is you become malleable. How you do that is you surrender. And you allow him to do whatever it is that he wants to do. Doesn't matter where we are, we're still human, we're all gonna fail. Even Elijah in this moment, we're right here. He did this miraculous thing of God. Clear as day. It's not like, oh, maybe that was God. Oh, I got a check for $100 in the mail and maybe that was God, right? No, this was clear as day. This was God working.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna make my bystanders up there want to come down here. This is part of a synagogue. Like when you come to synagogue, when you worship, the first thing you do is enter the mikveh. And then you'll go and you'll do these other parts of the worship. This is a first century mikveh. Jesus preached at all of the synagogues in the Galilee. I don't know if it's this one, but there's a good chance that Jesus entered one of these mikveh. But I think that's a powerful thing I just realized.
He stopped. And with his eyes set on Jerusalem, he prayed, and he awaited for the moment that his betrayer would come and hand him over. That's the difference. Jesus stayed here, and he prayed. So Jesus comes in here, he gathers his disciples together, and he tells them to pray. He takes 3 of them aside, Peter, James, and John, and he says, come with me. And he goes a little bit further into the garden, and he tells them to sit down and them to also pray. And then he falls on the ground, and he prays one of the most powerful prayers ever. He says, Father, if it be possible, remove this cup from me, but not my will, but yours be done.
You're standing in the middle of the inspiration for the parable of the sower.
You are standing in the middle. I think that is the key to Israel. It's the fact that not only are you experiencing this amazing place, but that it holds so much value for us as Christians. That last location that Brandon is standing at there is called Chorazim. This is one of the 3 cities in which Jesus cursed. And you can see how pagan influences and different things were happening there during the time of Jesus, and why he would say that they're going to be cursed and that there won't be a future city of Chorazim. And there's not. Same thing with Capernaum. So we see these different locations and we understand more and more of what Jesus was talking about and why he did the things that he did. We can see Magdala and Capernaum and the Sea of Galilee, and all of it makes sense when you sit there in context as to what this land is, where everything is, how close everything is together, how small the Sea of Galilee is. There's so many things that your brain just doesn't understand until you're there. And especially in Jerusalem, as you see all of these different locations and how close the Mount of Olives is to the temple and how close the Garden of Gethsemane is to the Kidron Valley, understanding how all of these things work together. This changes the way that you perceive the Bible. It helps you to understand why they're doing the things they're doing. Why are they walking this way or going this distance or doing these different things, celebrating these festivals? All of it begins to make more and more sense as you experience this land. And so honestly, I'll beg you if I have to. If you're a Christian, you need to go to Israel. It's not an option for me. I think anybody that possibly can make it there needs to go. It's that important. And so our next trip is in January of 2024, and I'd love for you to sign up for that. The registration is $500, and then you can pay the rest as we get closer, and the final payment is due 90 days before we leave. This is gonna be an amazing trip. I've spent the last couple of months really refining this next trip, especially after just coming back from Israel, working with our guide that's gonna be the same guide that we had for this last trip. And it's just going to be so awesome. I'm so excited for this next trip and what we get to experience and what we get to go through. We've taken out all of the fluff, all of the things that are going to waste time, and we've focused in on the things that are really, really, really important to biblical significance. And so we're going to dive into those things. And we're going to take our time and we're going to teach and we're going to go through and we're going to make sure that you get something amazing out of this trip. I hope your heart resonates with mine here. And truthfully, whether you go on our trips or someone else's, I would love to see what you guys are doing and how Israel is impacting you in your faith walk. So make sure to tag us on Instagram at The Snipe Life, and we'd love to see more and more of that. It would be amazing to be a part of your journey. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. And if you want to help support someone else go on a trip, if you want to sponsor a piece of their trip or their entire trip, then you can even look at our links down in the description down below for our address or a way to contact us to talk about that. We've had several people in the past that have helped people get on this trip for this last one, and so I would love to see that again in the future if you want to help someone out, if you can't go. Anyway, thanks for watching this, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.